Happiness is the deepest desire of human heart. It is the greatest motivation behind all human actions. Whether one engages in good deeds or bad, the ultimate goal is always to achieve a pleasant outcome. However, outcomes do not always align with expectations. Many times, they turn out to be the exact opposite of what was hoped for, leading to disappointment and frustration. As a result, people lose motivation, their actions become sluggish, and they start blaming fate or God for their suffering. Ironically, in the pursuit of happiness, they often find themselves at the doorstep of sorrow. This is the reality for most people in the world. Wanting happiness is not wrong. It is one of the fundamental human desires and a key source of inspiration for life. When happiness increases, the desire to live grows stronger. However, when sorrow takes its place, people start feeling hopeless about life. Their will to live weakens. Suffering breaks a person both internally and externally. Therefore, it is important to consider why humans experience suffering in life. From childhood, people are taught that happiness exists somewhere far away, separate from themselves. They are told it can be found through wealth, high status, social recognition, or by winning a gold medal in the Olympics. Society teaches that happiness comes when people praise you, when you own a big house and a luxurious car, when you look better than others, or when you wear better clothes than them. In short, our definition of happiness is that we will be happy when others feel jealous about us or when we surpass them. However, I want to tell you that this definition of happiness is completely misleading. Millions of young people have wasted their lives chasing this illusion of happiness, and many continue to do so even today. If you compare the present with the past, you will see that humans today have more wealth than ever before. People no longer die of hunger. They have better clothing, housing, and food than ever before. Yet, true happiness is scarcer than before. In fact, with each new generation, the level of happiness seems to be declining. Education is increasing, but inner peace is decreasing. Why is this happening? If wealth truly brings happiness, then why do countries like the United States have the highest rates of depression and mental disorders? Why do they have the highest divorce rates and broken relationships? Even in India, the states that are becoming wealthier and more literate are also seeing highest rates of divorce and suicides. These facts prove that prosperity does not necessarily bring happiness. If you observe a poor child playing on the street, you will notice that despite having no expensive toys, they smile, laugh, and enjoy life. On the other hand, children from wealthy families often suffer from anxiety and stress at an early age. This is because true happiness originates from within, not from external possessions. Wealth, fame, high positions, luxurious houses, and material comforts, all these things come from the outside. But true happiness arises from within. It does not exist outside. Searching for it externally is futile. A rich man often struggles to sleep peacefully, while a wandering monk sleeps without worry. Surely, there must be some deep contentment within him. Most things we accumulate beyond our basic needs are either out of fear or for show. True happiness is not in isolating oneself after achieving success, but in sharing one's joys and sorrows with others. A wealthy businessman who had accumulated immense wealth in his life once visited a saint and said, "I don't understand. Why am I not happy despite having everything?" The saint smiled and handed him a small note that read, "What you have done for others is your true source of happiness." This message touched the businessman's heart. From that day on, he began using a portion of his wealth to help those in need. Slowly, he started experiencing an inner peace and joy he had never felt before. When you compete and take something away from others, you feel a sense of pride. But when you make sacrifices for others, your heart fills with a unique joy. The happiness you give to others is what truly brings you happiness. If you have ever fed a hungry person or helped an animal in distress, you will understand this feeling. Once, an elderly woman fed a hungry child sitting by the roadside. Seeing the child's face light up with joy, tears welled up in her eyes. She thought to herself, "For so many years, I searched for happiness in big things, but true happiness lies in bringing a smile to someone else's face." When we constantly chase happiness externally, we forget that we are the ones who define happiness. When we are truly hungry, even simple food tastes delicious. But when our stomach is full, even the finest delicacies do not appeal to us. This means that happiness does not lie in the food itself, but in genuine hunger. When you give away your old belongings to someone in need, their face lights up with joy. This is because their desires are not excessive. They simply wish to fulfill their basic needs. Most people, however, desire far more than they need. Their aim is not just to live well, but to make others envious of their lifestyle. But remember, if someone spends their life creating envy in others' hearts, how can they ever find true happiness themselves? Whatever you give to the world is what you receive in return. If you spread jealousy and competition, that is what will come back to you. If you spread love and compassion, that is what will return to your life. Therefore, do not run outside in search of happiness. The source of bliss lies within you. Recognize it and fill your life with love, sacrifice, and compassion. This is the true essence of happiness. Hari Om Tat Sat.